We are streaming. Welcome to the Cucumber New Contributors Ensemble. I'm Matt Wynn. I'm here in Nelson, BC, and I'm joined by Blaise Pabon. Is that how I say it?
Yeah, Blaise Pabon. That sounds great.
And Blaise is in Massachusetts somewhere. Doesn't like to disclose his precise location.
Franklin, Massachusetts.
Franklin.
No one else knows where it is either.
So, just two of us this week. I think Kate might be turning up a little bit late. But why are we here? Well, in 2017, GitHub surveyed over 10,000 open source contributors, and just 3% of them were women. We believe our open source communities will be stronger, more vibrant, and more effective if they're a more balanced representation of all the wonderful people in the world. Open source can provide huge benefits to people who participate, and we want those benefits to be available to all. Why's my camera gone blurry? I feel sick. It's because I'm moving around while I talk.
You're bobbing and weaving.
But people need a place to start, don't they? So we hold this session each week for anyone who's new to contributing to open source, especially people from groups who've been historically underrepresented in open source communities. And the goal is to provide a fun and welcoming environment where everyone can learn why and how to contribute to open source. And we use an ensemble programming format for these sessions, which means everybody who wants to gets a chance to take a turn at the keyboard. And as we do that, we follow these principles. Safety over comfort. We aim for an environment where everyone can bring their whole self and express their needs fully, even if that isn't always comfortable for all of us to talk about. Equity over efficiency. While it might seem faster to have the most experienced people do the work, we're here to give space to people who've been traditionally excluded from open source. Exploration over perfection. We are here to learn and always discovering better ways to do things. We embrace experimentation and accept that what we do can never be perfect. So with that said, what are we doing this week, Blaise? Why are we here?
Well, we've been working over the course of the last few weeks on implementing a GitHub action that does some administrative housekeeping. Specifically, it checks, looks for contributors who have not been active within a particular period of time, and then moves them into a group with less privilege. That way, we restrict the more sensitive access privileges to people who are contributing on a regular basis.
And where did we get to last week with that? Remind me.
So we were writing a test that would attempt to, I think basically we were adding steps to the test so that it would run the npm install.
You've totally forgotten what we did last week.
I've totally forgotten what we did last week.
Let me remind you. I'll share screen. Watch
Yes.
this. Because what we did was we got it running in a... we set up... Do you remember we set up like a sort of dummy organization in GitHub?
Yes.
Now, it's not called Keeping. What's it called? Test inactive contributor action.
Yes.
And we made it run in here. So we made that organization have a .github repository, a special repository, and then we added the workflow in here.
Yeah.
And we made it run. And it fails. But do you remember it fails with this error message where it throws new error, function not implemented, and that is exactly what we've got in our code.
Okay.
Here.
Yes.
So I reckon like the first thing we could do is just make that say something else, just to prove to ourselves that that's definitely the same error, like running for real in GitHub.
Okay.
So how about we do that as our first iteration? Like just make it say, hello from Blaise and Matt as the error message.
That sounds fine.
Should we start the mob timer?
Yeah, if you like.
Where's that? It's in a browser window somewhere, isn't it? Have it here. I have it here. So we need to add some people to the mob. We've got Blaise. We're not going to do a lot of rotation. I suppose we can rotate driver and navigator, aren't we?
Sure, why not?
Matt. And let's go. You ready? Yep. Oh, he's already done it. He's already going. Okay,
Yeah.
so well, I need to swap them around because that was you. No, swap. Blaise's driver. Start turn. Okay, so we need to commit that. Oops.
Okay.
Oops.
Oh, I clicked in the terminal. I don't know if I need to run a terminal command or not.
Well, so the neat way of doing commits in GitHub in VS Code, sorry, is to
Yeah.
just come to this Git window here, and if you press, well, actually, so in my window, I don't. Do you see this in yours? I've got like
Let's see.
you.
Yeah.
It's going to come down as it's going to come as my
Oh,
name anyway.
I don't have all of those. No.
No. I think there's a plugin you need to install. We can maybe let's
I'll
write
do
that
that. I'll
down and we
take
can
care of
try
that.
and sort that out in between times.
Yeah.
So we're going to change the error message. And then we're going to kind of test the deployment infrastructure. So if we check that in. Oh,
Do you want
yeah,
me to check it in?
sorry, I forgot to add it. There we go. And then I can do a push. And if we look on the GitHub version of this repo now, so GitHub Cucumber inactive contributor bot, except it's now called retire inactive contributor. So there we go. Change error message for testing is on the main branch.
Yes.
And in this workflow here, we've got a reference to just the main branch of it. So all we should need to do is, you could try doing this, Blaise, is go, if you go to this browser page,
Yes.
do you want me to share the link with you?
Sure.
Hang on.
All right.
There, it should be in Slack in the new contributors channel. You see it?
Yep. Okay. There we go.
And then you see that run workflow button?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. Yeah. Right. I see it.
See that run workflow button? If you hit that, that'll do as a manual test. There it goes.
Bingo.
It always takes a couple of seconds for them to find a machine to run it on. Ooh,
Okay.
it's failed.
That's okay. It.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
now then. So that's not what I was expecting.
That's not what I was expecting either.
So it's come from. Oh, I know what we didn't do. Interesting. So we missed a step in our deployment because the dist folder is what gets run, and we changed the TypeScript.
We didn't build. We do have to do an npm build, right? The first...
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, we're going to need to. That's something we're going to need to fix in our infrastructure, is to make sure that the latest code is the latest JavaScript code, TypeScript code has been compiled to JavaScript.
Okay.
I'm just
So
going to
we
write
did that
that
in
down.
the action, right? Is that right?
Yeah. So in the action source code, can you access my terminal? Let me.
Yeah, I think. Well, I could.
I think I might need to make it. Yeah, it's read only. Make it read write. Somebody just bing bonged. Who's that? It's Kate. Hello. Hi, Kate. Kate, I'll share the VS Code link with you. How do I do that now?
Go to the share
Yeah,
icon.
I've got it. And where's the chat window? Oops.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Well, it's okay. We know that's going to happen. We could probably talk about it in the retro about what we can, whether we can change the time of the session a little bit. So you're in, Blaise.
Loading.
Yeah, I'm in your terminal.
All right. So do you want to do an npm build?
Except,
I think the mob timer still says you're driving, right?
oh, you know what? It's running npm build on my host.
No. If you're in my terminal.
I will go into your terminal.
Yeah, you are there. You did it. That was you doing it, and it's come back with an error saying did you mean this npm run
Oh.
build? That's you running a command on my terminal.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. So I should do...
And we're out of time.
Just in time.
I'm going to add Kate to the rotation. Oops.
Okay.
And I promise I won't screw around with the buttons. I'll try.
We are here to experiment or something. What did we say?
It's fun. To me, it's like when you shake up things, keeps you on your toes.
Okay, so it did npm run build, and then what we see now is that in Git there's a new JavaScript file's been generated. So we're going to need to remember to do this every time we want to do a deploy. For now, until we can automate this, we need to remember to
add it on the...
to add the JavaScript, because we made a change, Kate, to the TypeScript, and then we were surprised that it hadn't had any effect. And it's because we have this step of because GitHub Actions actually runs the JavaScript, and so we need to compile the TypeScript into JavaScript before we deploy it.
So what do we need to do? Remember to?
We need to remember to run, before we do a commit with changes that we've made to the code, if we want to deploy them and test them in GitHub, we need to run npm run build and make sure we've checked in the compiled JavaScript as well as just the TypeScript source that we've changed.
Okay.
Shall I just write a commit message here?
Please. Yeah.
And then we could get a new driver, couldn't we?
Yeah. Kate can
What
drive.
have we got? We've got Blaise. Oh, it's gone Blaise navigating and Matt driving. Shall I randomize it until we get Kate driving?
Sure.
So that Kate can sort of get
Or
familiar
if you
with what we're
just
doing.
say
There
the
we go.
rotate
You can
button, there we
rotate.
go.
Blaise is navigating and Kate is driving.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Beam me up, Scotty. I'm ready to type.
Fair enough. So now what we want to do is go over to Git, because you've done that push, right? So we should have a...
Yeah.
We want to...
You can see it here, I think, if I refresh.
Let me just
Yeah, update compile JavaScript, so
quickly
it should be there now.
get the right screen. Oh, yes. Can you share that?
Oh, it's in the Slack channel.
Mailed it to me
Yeah, there's a link in the Slack channel where you need to go, Kate, that'll take you to
in the Slack.
this page.
There we go.
Take you to this page, and then what you want to do is hit this run workflow drop down and press the green run workflow button.
Should I share my screen
Yeah.
on branch mail?
Yeah, perfect. Go right ahead.
Because then you can see when I do something wrong. Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Very nice.
So can I on branch main?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see what happens.
So you'll get like a little terminal window.
And it might just need a minute. It should start running. We should start seeing one with an amber light on it. Maybe
Should I refresh?
Yeah, maybe. That's unusual, actually. Do you want to try it one more time? Just pull the drop down.
It could be a pop-up blocker or something
Maybe.
like that. Doing something, actions test, workflow was successfully, that wasn't there.
Okay.
So,
sometimes when we run GitHub Actions, because it does all happen in the background, and sometimes their infrastructure is a little bit overloaded and it's a bit slow. Yeah, we'll just have to be a bit patient here with it.
Oh, wait a second. It says manually run by Funficient. So it's that there. If you click on
Oh, okay,
the,
so it's
top-
already failed. Yeah. All right, so
Yeah.
it just failed really, really quickly.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's click on that one, Kate, the top one. Yeah, well spotted, Blaise.
This one?
No, the one that's the red
Yes.
badge that says retire inactive. Yeah. Well, that's just going to show you the workflow file. But if you click on the main heading, yeah, there. That should take you through to the result of it.
So this will open something that looks like a console.
Yeah, if you click on the the thing in the middle, just next to you,
Yes.
there you go, that one. So this is the job. And you might have to, it might show you like a little arrow. And there we go. Yeah, it worked. See?
Worked. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, Kate, for context, when it was failing before, when we first started, it was displaying a generic, the original generic error message. So to make sure that we were making it fail, we updated it to be something unique to the session.
Well done.
So we know that that's the one that we did. So now, presumably, we can continue to edit that file, knowing that it is the file that is resulting in the test.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think what we can probably do now for the rest of the session is drop down to using Cucumber to exercise the code. And then, because it's quite slow, isn't it, doing this whole thing of like compiling it, pushing it, running the workflow manually. Like, it's going to be quite tiring to test it that way. So we can sort of go over to using Cucumber to drive the testing. So yeah, should we try and pick one of the scenarios? I can't remember if we already did pick a scenario that we would focus on first. Do you want to open up the feature file, Kate? I'm navigating, aren't I? By
No, but that's okay. Kate, will you bring up the feature file? Thank you.
Done.
Yeah, okay.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know if we were going to edit the time, right? Weren't we going to make...
What I was going to suggest was we pick one that is a good one to start with. So what's the sort of simplest, most fundamental scenario in here? And let's just focus on making that one work.
So this is after a year. Admin, I don't think that's...
I suppose the simplest
probably
scenario...
the simplest one.
Yeah, that's the do nothing. That should be... Yes. That's like the happy path.
That's probably the simplest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So then, Kate, if you want to... you could tag this scenario. So if you add a line just below... like between lines 20 and 21.
Yeah. Yeah. At 20... Above 21, yeah, exactly. 20.5, yeah, exactly. Add a line, blank line.
That's not going to do it.
Well, no, that's
I don't know what
actually, you want to hit a carriage return. Yeah. And then hit carriage return. No, actually, sorry.
How do I get rid of this?
Hit backspace. And then click. Do you have read-write permissions? Are you logged in?
Yeah, it's just gone to some sort of start a discussion thing in her IDE.
Yeah.
I don't know
So click
why.
at the end.
There we go.
That's it.
Fine.
Yeah.
So do this. Click at the end of line. Click at the end of the line 19, and then hit the carriage return, and then hit enter twice. The end meaning the far right.
Stay away
Carriage
from that.
return, like
Yeah.
enter.
There you go. Yeah.
And then hit one more time. Okay. And now hit Shift Tab. Yeah, and you actually want to move the cursor down to line 22, and then hit the @ sign.
Shift tab at or just at?
No, like Shift 2, like the @ sign, yeah?
Yes.
And then, is this what you had in mind, Matt?
It is, and we can use whatever tag we like. I tend to use WIP for work in progress.
Okay.
Like that, yeah.
All right.
That's it, just whip, no need for a hyphen.
Whip is fine, yeah. Once we decide, like if we have more than one, then we'll give them proper names, but that's fine.
But we'll hopefully we'll only have one scenario as work in progress at a time.
This allows us to refer to a very specific scenario from outside of this file.
Yeah, and we can just run this one as well, so we can get Cucumber to just focus on running this one. So, Kate, can I keep navigating Kate for a minute, Blaise?
Yeah,
Actually, the time has gone wrong, but I think it's probably... Do you mind, Kate? Yep. I think it's probably fun if you keep driving for a bit. If we go off the timer. What we can do is we can add a build command to npm to package JSON, so we can run just the work in progress scenario very easily.
Right.
So if you
Right.
go to package JSON, Kate, the package JSON file.
Package
A
JSON.
little bit lower. There.
There we go.
That's it. And in scripts,
Yes.
you see how you've got test.
Yes.
So copy that line 17 and paste it below it. And you'll need a comma on the line above because it's a JSON document. And then change the test on line 18 to be test::WIP.
Ha! Look at that.
And then the command on the right hand side is going to be cucumber.js space dash tags. No, dash hyphens.
Like a hyphen, yeah, like a minus sign. Yeah,
No,
the minus. There you go.
Yeah, minus tags, and then a space, and then just try @WIP. I can never quite remember the syntax here, but that's roughly right. So save that, and then in the terminal below, just type npm run test::whip.
Which one is colon? This one?
No, it's the two dots that are above each. It's
The one that you just put in, but test::whip. You need to just the same name of the script that you just added on line 18 above.
Ah, okay. That makes more sense. Test.
Yeah, no spaces in there. Perfect. Try running that. And we should just see one scenario run.
Something. There we go.
Oh, it didn't work.
Wait.
Did you definitely save the feature file?
I think so. Let me just see if there's a manual option. Save.
And let's go with
the other file, the feature file where you've got the...
Oh, the feature file I didn't save probably.
Oh no, it looks saved.
It looks saved.
Let's just double check. So should I do this again?
The only other thing I can think of is maybe just tab in the whip so it matches the scenario.
Oh, right.
I don't think the parser should care about that, but it possibly will.
Like that?
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
Try that.
And this I can just press enter.
Yeah.
What's going on? I don't know how to use my own thing.
This is awkward.
I don't know why it doesn't work.
Why don't you try doing exactly the same thing? Just see on your screen if it looks the same. Maybe it's one of those
it might be.
errors
Okay.
again.
Well, should we
I'll look up the help. I'll look up the instructions.
I'll just start driving for a sec then. So and I'll share my screen for you to hold on a sec. Actually, you can see it in the VS Code share anyway, I think. But I'll share it. Share it. So I'll try running it directly, so it'll be like node modules bin cucumber.js. That should run. Oh, where are we? Or is it .bin? Cucumber.js. Let's get help up. And where's --tags? There we go, --tags. That should be right.
Good.
Well, I never.
Is it tags or tag?
Tags.
Oh, yeah, look, somehow it's not typed it incorrectly. Look at that.
Yeah.
Can you see? So that's one of those glitches in the VS Code live share.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it didn't actually put so the tag was called like WP hyphen or something.
Didn't find it. So it did the right thing.
So
that's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
It really is.
So if we test that again.
Maybe we should switch to IntelliJ.
Well, I'm not.
That worked pretty well.
Did you use that the other week?
No, wasn't that JetBrains?
JetBrains, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy to try that out another week. I don't really feel like I want to switch at this point in this session.
Yes,
But
I agree.
yeah, okay, there we go. So we've achieved it.
Woohoo!
So now we can focus on running just that one scenario. Okay, shall I make a commit now with this in it? 'Cause
Yes.
we like small commits.
We like small commits.
So
And I think I might have gotten one step closer to two-factor authentication. I installed
congratulations.
Authy on my computer.
Yeah.
So maybe if there's time this week, but I don't want to.
If you have any time in between sessions, Kate, we can spend time one-to-one getting that stuff right as well. If you want. You can book me.
I just don't want to say yes for this week because it's still a little bit crazy.
Well, just find me on Slack and if you have time, I'll make time. Okay. Well, so what we need to do is start implementing these steps. Should we start the mob timer again? We've got it's 9:05, so I guess we can do a couple more laps before we want to stop and
2 more
retro. So should we see should I press randomize and see what it comes up with? Because I certainly don't want to drive again.
Sure.
So if I don't press the button, you do.
There we go. Kate and Blaise for 5 minutes.
Oh, am I the navigator again? Okay.
You are.
All right.
Apparently random means stay the same.
So we have, this is fantastic. So now that we have a passing, or at least an executing test, we ought to, oh, it says one pending, though. Let's take a look at that. Pending.
I just took over and shared my screen.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, that's good.
But maybe double check on your screen.
I was just thinking I'm going to
to.
do that. I'm going to put it up on another window so I can see.
Let's see. It says one scenario, one pending. Would you scroll up just a little bit to see if there's any yellow? There we
Given
go.
a hit up organization cucumber.
It says that step is pending. I wonder if
Did
that's
we
because
define that?
If you
Didn't we want to correct-
if you hold down, are you on a PC or a Mac, Kate?
I'm on a PC.
If you hold down the control key and hover over
Yes.
the right hand bit where it says features / step definition / steps and click on it, it should take you to that line of code. Or maybe you need to press enter one time as well. Yeah.
There we go.
It's given me a drop down with option unable to open features, path not found. But it is step definitions, which theoretically should be, there is no such file. It's not lying.
Oh, that's because this is the.
No, there is. There's a steps TS file.
Oh,
But not in
step
that-
definition steps TS. Yes.
And then go to line 16. That's where we're running right now.
So it's correct. We never.
Features, step definition, steps, yes. Okay, so if we go to line 22, given a user has access to cucumber. Given a GitHub organization. No, something's wrong.
Yeah, that's right. Because the features, the step is calling for given a GitHub organization cucumber, and we've matched on that one there on line 16.
On line 16. So I wonder why it's complaining about line 22.
Where does it complain about line 22?
In the output, in the terminal.
Oh, that's
output?
slightly above. Yeah, slightly above. Can you scroll up a little bit?
But there are two problems.
That's the
Shouldn't we
scenario.
first
Ooh.
fix? Okay. Shouldn't we first fix those? Expected
Yeah,
comma and
should.
JSON.
I think we should. Do you want to try and find them? So where's it expecting a comma? Have they gone?
At the end,
Oh no!
Did they just disappear?
problem solved.
Gaslighting.
Yeah, no kidding.
That is the perfect example of gaslighting. Should become a GIF, whatever you want to call
Should we
it.
run it again?
Why not?
Sure.
Come on.
Let's run it again. Yeah.
It's very slow here in Africa. Nope.
And if we scroll up a bit.
Pending. Still exactly the same.
Scenario. ASLAC has been active within the past year. Features. Move inactive users feature 22. Oh. Move inactive users feature. And so if we click on the tab for the
Isn't it got sorry?
Oh, I
Doesn't
see.
it have something to do with the background?
Background? Oh.
Because it's not just like a normal given when then, it's like a background. I don't know how to like here. This is what I mean. Isn't this the problem?
Given a GitHub organization cucumber. Oh, I see what you're saying. That one is pending. So maybe it's do we need a step definition that points that creates a variable?
3 seconds left.
Okay, 16. See how on site.
Phone a friend. Quickly.
Did you feel like you're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh, that actually, no, it's working as expected. On line 16, given a cucumber return pending.
Yeah, it's working as expected. It's working as expected.
But
I think a good next step.
It's not working as it should.
No, because we need to get it to do some stuff.
Yes.
Should we start another turn? Let's see whose go it is now. Oh, it's me driving and you telling me what to do, Kate.
Oh, fix it.
I love it when you're navigating. It's the best. Because you have this great style of
Do
facilitating.
you want to share your
group.
screen, please?
Yeah, hold on.
So basically we need to we need to set that up so that it can know what to do with a background. I don't know how to fix it.
Oops.
But I know that's the problem.
So when we run it, it's supposed to be creating a GitHub organization called Cucumber.
Yes.
And it's not at the moment.
Yes.
And instead it's returning pending, and then Cucumber stops running it.
So we need to take out the return pending, but what do we replace it with?
Yeah. Well, we could just start with like...
Very good. And then
That's a good start.
Continue.
I think that will do it.
Now, if we create, should we use a real organization? Oh, I guess. Because if we create an organization, wouldn't we also have to then create some users and some contribution dates and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, what we're going to need to do here is all stubbed, because we're not going to actually go to GitHub and create a real organization, but we need to set up some mocking around our our actual application function that's going to do that. I think it's going to feel easier if we work our way down through all of these steps and kind of get to know what are the bits that it's touching, and then maybe we can draw a diagram in a bit and of like where it reaches out into the real world and think about its dependencies. But because it's quite often it's helpful to actually work your way outwards from the when step. So let's see if we can kind of get down through these steps and just remove all of the pendings, if that's not me navigating too much. So the next one is line 29.
Yeah. Right, then we can we're basically making a list of all the things we will eventually need to stub out.
Yeah, and all the things that the stubs will need to do. Wait a minute, I just managed to undo that. Edit, redo.
Then ultimately when we run the test, it'll give us a list of to-dos.
Sorry, I've somehow lost that change. I'm going to do it again.
I think that's pretty clever. Good driving.
Thanks. So again here. So what do we want to do here? User is a member of team. So we're going to do
Log user. Don't you on line 25?
Yeah. On line 20.
Or did you miss that for a
Oh.
reason?
Well, so this one's not running in our work in progress scenario actually. So we don't need to worry about that.
So you're just doing that one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going down to this one here that's on line 29.
Okay.
And then here we're going to need to do ensure team named.
Oh, right. Team named string exists. Or whatever.
Team name team.
So we need to ensure there's a team called team. And
Right.
then we also need to do add user to team. Right, because that's what we're saying.
Oh, right,
We've got to
right.
kind of do
Okay.
all of those things, right? Because there has to be a user, there has to be a team, and then we have to make sure that they're linked together.
Okay.
And then we can get rid of that
Remove
pending.
that. And then you can probably
Should we
say
say add user to quote comma team? That way it'll be reads a little bit more.
Add user to.
End close quote.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
that is parameterized. Like,
Yeah, add user to. Yeah, there you go.
yeah,
And then take the
good
quotes out.
idea.
Yeah. So
Thanks,
then it'll
Blaise.
show it like add
I'm actually kind of amazed I captured.
add user
I just
to.
amazed myself.
to
Well
committers.
done.
In fact, we can even go.
So there's a green thing, which is the first time that I've seen that, I think.
Yeah.
But there's still some yellow.
Yeah. So these steps
But
are
that's correct.
passing. They're passing, but they're not really.
They're not doing anything.
Working.
They're not doing anything yet, but that's okay. And the create date of their last commit was 364 days ago.
Yes.
So now we've got another thing, which is to do.
And the time is up.
Yes.
But guess what, Matt? You get to be the navigator this time, and Blaise gets to be the driver.
Okay. So I should share my screen then. Is that right?
Yeah, or you could just. I can follow you on this screen.
Okay.
So if I go to
Good idea.
follow Blaise, then we're showing you on the
Oh,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
main code base, and actually that'll highlight if there's any places where it
Good.
where it glitches. So do you want to go to the steps file, Blaise?
Sure. So, source. Where are the step definitions? Okay.
Yeah. And then, well, I don't know. Maybe run the tests now, because I think we just added one more to do since we ran the tests. And let's see what happens. Okay, cool. Here we go. So now we're actually running the function when the job is scheduled to run on the organization.
Oh, hello from
On line
Blaise and Matt.
57, and it's giving us the error. So this is where we're actually calling our function. So we could get rid of that error message in there as well, and then have it sort of flowing all the way through. So maybe click through into retire inactive contributors, Blaise, if you command click on the function name. Not here.
Right. Sorry.
Not here.
Yeah.
It's play and break that. There. Yeah, if you go to this function here, the retire inactive contributors.
Yeah, I'm sort of surprised it's not.
Something up
Oh, there we
again.
go. Hang on. Doing command click.
Yeah, it should.
Go to
Here
definition.
we go. Import. No.
Go to
Export.
definition. No definition found. Okay, there we go. Okay, got it.
So instead of throwing an error here, let's console log another to do. that's, you know, the whole thing, really, isn't it?
Um, uh,
See if it works.
Well, yeah. We have to do the whole thing here. This is the whole thing.
okay.
Yeah. That's it. And save. So you could run the test again and we should see it fly through this step. Yeah.
Money is on you. Yes.
Okay.
We moved on.
So now you can do the same thing of command clicking on the output in the terminal, and it should take you to the step function where that's implemented.
In this yellow one?
It's here. I can hail you over.
Command.
So we're on line 62.
There we go. Oh wait, then hang on a second. Why is it?
So you're right up at the
I
top
see.
of the file.
Feature step definitions. User will still be in the team. Line 62. There we go.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, return pending.
Yeah, so let's get rid of return pending and express in the console log what we should be doing here. So what we want to do here, right, is this is an assertion now. So we want to assert that. So the to do is assert that user is in team.
Okay.
No more time to phone a friend.
Is in team. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I love your English. Sorry. I thought you misheard me. Is indeed in. Yeah. Perfect. You're missing a comma just after user, I think. Beautiful. Okay. Let's run it one more time. Oh, can we do another lap?
We'll have to commit.
Can we do one more lap just to get the last one gone?
Okay, let's do one more lap.
Because you were just like, or should we just? Yeah, okay. Let's do another different driver. Should we switch drivers?
Of course, because it is like the last step.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, it says I'm the driver.
Great.
All right, you're the driver.
Okay, so let's follow Kate.
Okay, but now my screen is all. Let me just say, remove you. Okay.
So we want to get down to line 82.
To 82. Yes.
Yeah, 82. So we say user should not be in team. That's 78. You're on 78 or 77. We want to be down on line 82, 86 in fact, which is where the console logging's happening. So let's change that console logging to express what this is. Blaise, can you express what this step is doing?
Yeah.
And is this in brackets? Yes.
Yeah, you need to put quotes around it, yeah, because it's console log takes a string.
Yeah. So in fact, if you look at if you look at line 63 or 62, you'll notice that it's somewhat similar in that what we want to do is put console log. We want to, excuse me. We want to, on line 68, we want to do a quote to do colon.
Yeah, Kate's doing it. She's
assert
doing it.
that, comma.
It is not.
Yeah. Oh, I like the use of capital letters.
Like that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yes. It's not in team, right?
And then you can delete the other 2 lines, Kate.
Right.
All right, so run it.
Good. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. We
This
did
is
it.
cool. Yes.
We created a to-do list.
Yes.
So we're gradually working our way down towards the application. We're moving our way in towards it, and I know it sort of probably feels a little bit like we're procrastinating, but this is good because we've got to know all of the steps now that we're working with. I actually kind of wish we'd done the whip thing before we did all of the step definitions, because we could just leave, all these other step definitions that say pending in them. We can just ignore them.
Right.
Like,
The whip is almost like it's almost like a tag for where to pick up, where you left off.
it is literally, it's called a tag. That's what we call them, and
Yeah.
and it's exactly that, because it just allows us to focus and not get bogged down in trying to make everything work all at once. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, should we stop and do a little quick retro?
Yes. Yes.
And we probably first should commit.
Oh,
and I
good
can't do
point,
that.
Kate.
So
Make
you
sure
can
we
do that.
make sure we do an npm run build before we commit. Can you
Oh,
type
that's
that in,
right.
Kate?
Yes.
Because we need to turn the TypeScript that we've been modifying into JavaScript. Can you type that in, Kate?
Oh, sorry. I
Just do it
thought
at the
you
terminal.
are-
npm run build.
npm. Oof.
No.
No, it's funny things happening again. npm
Run
run
space
build.
build.
Yeah, perfect.
Just like that.
Yep. And then we should see a couple more files appear. And yeah, there we go. So now we've got retire inactive contributors. JS is also in the commit. So what did we do in this one then? We turned pending steps into to-do list. Where's the emoji for to-do list? There we go, clipboard.
And you reviewed the, did you do like a merge before I joined? Or what did you say you did before I joined?
We forgot to do that. We didn't do the clutter.
That's fine.
We didn't do the
We
decluttering.
can do it next week or the week after.
Yeah. The clutter didn't get in our way this week, did it? But the pull request is there if anybody wants to merge it.
Yeah, and there should be no merge conflicts because we're getting rid of stuff, not adding things.
Yeah. I don't think it touches any files that we would have touched today. But it's a good point that as maintainers of this repo, what we'll see, because we've been changing the main branch, is that it'll say here, this branch, oh look, it actually says this branch has conflicts that must be resolved because we've both changed the package JSON. And this is the thing with having long running branches, is you end up with that situation. So that is going to need to get fixed. As the person that submitted the pull request, I can do that. Yeah, so I'll take that away as an action to do that. All right, so should we pop to the Miro?
Yep.
Oh God, we've got
already
like
there.
2 minutes to retrospective.
Well, then
All right.
I guess we can just do the same as last week and say each person one thing that stood out for them. And Blaise, do you want to go first, seeing that last time I picked Matt and you are on the top of my screen?
I think the to-do list was a huge. Sorry,
Yeah,
I think
we can hear you.
The to-do list was a huge accomplishment. automating it into, because now our workflow is literally part of the code.
Cool. And what about you, Matt?
I like momentum. I like that we've got momentum. You both showed up again. We all showed up, and we carried on moving forward with the problem.
Yep.
That's what I like. I just like that it's carrying on.
And for me, yes, I also must say that's the one thing that stood out for me. It's like it feels as if we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to leave my sticky as that. And then do we need to do any homework or actions for next week? So this is still here from last time, clean up the Probot clutter. That there was a GitHub issue created, correct?
Yeah, and in fact a PR as well. So you could kill that action office. That doesn't hang around anymore.
So that one is done.
I have another like that I just want to quickly drop in, which is that Mona reviewed the PR.
Yes, that is actually pretty cool.
We're
really going async.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really cool that Mona did that. Because a lot of open source work doesn't happen like this in an ensemble. It happens asynchronously with people just finding a few hours here and there, and that's kind of one of the beauties of it. Really, is that you can work when your energy and your time allows.
Yep. So do we need to do any homework for next week? I guess not, because we're at a good place.
Well, I wish that someone would merge that pull request with the clutter. The decluttering pull request. So it's great that Mona's reviewed it, but as far as I'm concerned, any one of us could merge it in. I'm going to need to fix the merge conflict unless anyone wants to try and do that. But then I think it'd be great if somebody merged it in.
Well, the merge conflict should be pretty small. I think it's just the package.json.
Yeah, I know what it is. It's because I removed some packages, but we added that test whip script. So yeah.
So who volunteers to do that? The merge conflict first. Or do you want to sleep over it?
I don't mind doing it unless anybody wants to do it for learning.
I don't really need to learn to do it.
Okay, right. I can do it just to get it out of the way.
It's you.
Yeah.
And then the merge, does that also mean you will do that?
I would like to not merge my own pull request. I think it'd be better if somebody else gets the confidence from pushing the button.
Okay.
So Blaise?
Sure, I'll do it. You know what? I can fix the merge conflicts too. It's not a big deal. Yes. It really isn't.
The name is the same, or the color is the same. I will have to fix that, but I will fix that. Thank you. And then I guess it's happy weekend time.
Yeah. The only other I wish I've got is about timings. We haven't had time yet the last couple of weeks to talk about should we try and find a new schedule or a new rhythm to running these sessions so that, Kate, you don't have to rush in late. I mean, actually, it's been fine. You slot in beautifully, but it's a shame for you that you don't get to experience the whole session.
Yeah,
and a shame for our viewers as well. I would say, but
I thought it's
also there's also
you can be more productive.
Yeah, there's also my friend Artie who has a standing meeting at this time every week, and that just made me wonder if we should sort of try tweaking the time. But I don't know whether we have time to discuss that now.
Yeah, we might not have time to discuss it now, but I think it's a good idea, and I'm in favor of, adjusting the time.
Yeah, because I think if there's 2 sessions, I don't think if we a lot of people, then I would say yes. But I also don't want you to just move it for me. So yeah, I'm happy either or.
Well, what I'm not sure about is what we do to move it? Because moving it later on a Friday doesn't help the Europeans.
Well,
But we could do it a different day of the week. Or we could try like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a thing to do to sort of like poll people.
A poll is the best because then
Yeah.
everybody can say these are, and then you just pick the one that's the most popular. You're never going to please everybody.
Yep. So is that the next thing to do? Is organize a poll for
sure.
stick? I mean, the one question is like, should we stick or twist? And then the other question is, if we twist, what do we twist to? On the time.
I don't know. I mean, would a half an hour be a big imposition for the Europeans? I mean, it seems like it's Friday night.
I just don't know whether it'll make a difference to whether Artie can arrive. Like, if we start running it at, I think this is already 5 p.m. in Europe, in Britain anyway, when we start.
Okay.
Maybe 4 p.m. Sorry, 4 p.m. So if
Yeah,
we start
an
at
hour
4,
before me.
if we start at 4:30 or 5, that doesn't really help on a Friday night. You're probably not going to be wanting to do something like this at 5 p.m. on a Friday, are you? So I don't know whether it'll help. Might do. Yeah.
Ask.
Yeah. Okay. Is that my action to do the poll?
I guess so, because I don't think we will have permission in any case in,
Right, I
in
don't
Slack.
know.
Or...
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, you can. It's quite easy to do polls in Slack where you just like write 3 messages and then people can just like emoji vote on them. You don't need to do any formal kind of like polling tool thing.
I feel the ownership of the project lies with you. So I think just from that perspective, it should come from you. Because if I do it, then it's just going to like, people are just going to think like, who's she? Why is she asking that?
Okay. Done. I have a post-it index card, so it will happen eventually.
Ooh. Cool.
Right, then it's Bon Weekend.
Bon Weekend. Enjoy.
Yeah, bye everyone.
Bye.
Stopping the stream.